to Unsigned518. I'm here with Anti-Rent Rebellion. How's it going?
Hey.
Awesome.
And I guess we'll start to my left to just go around and introduce yourself and what you do in the band.
Okay. Hi, I'm Katie. I am the lead singer and talker of the band, I guess. I banter a lot.
Hermit, I play bass.
I'm Adam, and I play guitar.
I'm JD, and I sit behind the drums and make a lot of sound behind there, make a lot of noise, a lot of racket.
Nice. And, before we get started, because I always... I'm always honest with my audience. We had a bit of a dilemma, and the show literally almost did not happen after you drove all the way up here. My fucking little interface would not turn on. I couldn't get it to turn on for the fucking life of me. And then we realized that if we went old school and went AA batteries, we can do it. So this podcast literally is being powered by 4 AA batteries right now that I made the band run down to Stewart's and get. So,
We brought in the bunny.
Yeah, I'm just happy that it works, because it was when you guys left, it was just a theory. Like I was like, oh, I hope the batteries work. I don't know. Was this 1987? But yeah. So this podcast brought to you by. Is it Energizer?
Yeah, Energizer. Let's just hope they keep going.
Yeah, Energizer
going
Max.
We
Energizer Max.
brought in the bunny. Yeah.
So I think we'll have enough for the episode at least.
Hermit actually had a preference. I didn't know batteries really were different. He's like, Energizer, let's get Duracell. They have what they have. Yeah,
well, any port in a storm, I
Exactly.
guess.
I think Energizer's more appropriate, though, because the bunny plays a drum.
Yeah.
So
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
True that.
That's true. That's nice.
Apropos.
So I guess what we're gonna do is, I said I kind of do the same thing every episode. So we're gonna go back and tell the story of Anti-Rent Rebellion, and we'll go back as far as you want, pick up the story wherever you want, and kind of bring us up to now. So you want to?
So this band predates any of us. This band has been around for I think about 4 or 5 years, and it was a friend of mine who I'm not even sure if he would consider me a friend anymore at this point, but unfortunately, was jamming with a guitarist and wanted a second guitarist. So he was playing drums, brought me in. So they had been jamming for like a year or so before I even joined that project. And then over time, the other guitarist was like, this band's not really going anywhere, so I'm going to do another thing. So he left.
We were sitting at dinner. We were sitting at our friend's house having
forgot
dinner.
You had joined at that point. Yes. So drummer, guitarist, none of us. I joined that project. We jammed for a little bit. Then they were like, we need a vocalist because, forgot that actually happened first.
Yep.
So I was like, I know a vocalist. And so Katie's got a history of, singing really well, but had not really sang in a rock band.
I didn't know I could be a rocker at all.
And
So.
I love that.
I was like, you want
because
me
everybody can.
Yeah, exactly. And she's got it. But I was like, Katie, do you want to sing in a punk band? She's like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
So then Katie joined. Then we jammed for a while without really a couple months, and then the guitarist left because we had 2 guitars at that point.
Yep.
And it's an interesting history. I play in drop C tuning, which, if it wasn't for that other guitarist, I would never have considered drop C tuning. And now that the original band is all gone, I'm still playing in drop C tuning. It's like this connection to like a non-existent entity is still there, which is interesting. But then so he left. It's me and Katie and the drummer, and then after a while, the drummer's like, "No, I'm too busy for this band. I'm sorry." And so I was like, "Oh no, we actually, after he left, we got Hermit." And Hermit starts playing bass. So guitar, bass, drums, Katie, almost the current lineup. And then the drummer was like, I don't have time for this band. So I was like, okay. We meet JD at a Bad Religion show in Albany. And then JD starts playing with us. And then the drummer's like, Actually, I didn't really mean it. I want to be in the band now. And that's why I say I'm not sure you can consider me a friend anymore. But I was like, well, we kind of got another drummer. Sorry, dude. So that's the band now. So, and that was about a year ago.
Yeah,
a little tiny bit over a year. So then we really started moving. We did the EP.
And
We've
none
been
of this
playing
time
shows.
the band had a name. Did not have a name. Any of this time. For none of that time, the band did not have a name.
Oh well, so when did the name come out?
So
once it was the current lineup?
Yeah, it was actually the EP had been recorded. I think. And we were like, we really need a name.
Then the band doesn't actually start until the name.
Yeah,
happens.
exactly.
True.
So,
originally
so all
we
that
were
is just
Right. So the band really, I mean, it started in August, I guess.
Right.
when
we
the
were
EP came out.
called Fit on a
Exactly.
45 at first.
Yeah.
Because JD was like, oh, all of our songs will fit on a 45. I'm like, that sounds like a band name. And so we were working on that. And then I get to rehearsal one night and the guys are like, don't hate us. I think we need to change the name of the band. And that's where Anti-Rent Rebellion kind of was born. So.
Well,
Yeah,
the name is what stood out to me the
Yeah.
most. Like I was like, well, that sounds kind of punk rock, you know? I'm like,
I also really appreciate how we do kind of stick to the local feel of it, the 518 feel. I mean, we kind of our unofficial logo is the the New York State Historic Marker sign, and there's the anti-rent riot or anti-rent wars, so all up in the Helderbergs there, and so it's a little tie to local history too, and then also too just the story of the anti-rent wars is kind of a little reminiscent of today.
Yeah, now that we're facing an oligarchy,
very similar societal issues.
yeah, let's fucking burn it all down.
Right, exactly.
That's
Holy
where I'm
shit.
at. I'm at that age where I don't even fucking care anymore. I'm like, fuck it, just burn it all down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? I'll do it.
Well, it is interesting. I mean, the anti-rent wars were fucking the early 1800s,
Right.
and now we're, what, 200 years ago? 200 years later, we're facing the same fucking thing.
Similar issues.
Anyway.
Because, the rich people were doing rich people things, and everyone else was like, no,
Yeah.
we're not doing that.
Exactly.
And I think we're just about at that no stage where
Yeah.
we're all
Yep.
like,
Exactly.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, maybe by the time this airs, things will be turning around.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe right after
Right.
we record this episode, let's go
Yes.
set something on fire.
Yes, exactly.
Like, and then,
Or what they did then is got the whole tar and feather.
right.
Bring back tar and feathering.
Bring
Yes.
it back.
Yes.
But
There's a
one thing we
song
are not
for-
bringing back are those hoods. If you look up anti-rent war, they are all wearing these terrible hoods
No,
on
they're
their
amazing.
heads.
Oh, like clan hoods
No,
and shit?
No, not clan hoods. No, they're brown.
Or just
They're-
fashion-wise,
They're
they're
brown,
They're
and they're
leather
like literal
brown.
like flour sacks kind of
Yeah.
thing with like
Oh.
these really terrifying faces on them. We are never
Oh.
bringing it back. It's not
Kind of
coming
like
back.
Jason Voorhees in,
Yeah,
in part
a little bit,
2. you
little
know,
bit, a
like
little
part
bit.
2 with the
more like
a flour sack on his head or whatever.
Yeah, actually, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Similar to like Oogie Boogie kind of style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Much better than a clan hood.
You definitely.
Way better, way better. But also like,
So I was like, that sounds
hoods
no
are
fun
pretty
at
much
all.
associated with them universally.
Right,
so like
right.
they're never coming back.
Yeah.
I'm,
yeah.
I'm just like putting it out there on the line right now. They're never coming back.
Yeah, and that's
So.
why we call our hooded sweatshirts hoodies. No one says my hood.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go put on my hood and raise some hell tonight. We're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, you got to make it sound cute.
Exactly.
It's just my hoodie. Just gonna go rob a convenience store.
Pull the strings tight.
Yeah, totally. Ooh, I told you I talk a lot. All right, so we've got the band together, like the EP, like so the songwriting. When you're first coming together and you're first putting music out and an EP, how did you approach the songwriting? Was it just get some songs out, or were there already ideas brewing, and you were like, now let's just tighten these up? Like,
Do you want to take that? Yeah, I'll let you.
Okay, so like, Adam and I pretty much primarily write lyrics. We actually do covers. We're working on doing covers of Bender Melon songs, which is actually Hermit's previous recording name is Bender Melon. And so we're working on that. So like we have some lyrics from that. But for me, I have a manic Google document called Katie's Thoughts. And pretty much if inspiration hits, whenever it hits, I open it up and I type it in there, and then they become lyrics later. So like I'll go in there and I'll pull songs out basically.
Yeah, we usually, one of us usually brings a completed song as a starting point, and then we all work. I mean, it's, you never know what part of the song is going to really make the song, so I
Right.
can't really consider any song like written by me or written by.
Yeah,
I mean,
or
yeah,
anything.
same
Right.
like with our band, with a lot of bands. Like
Yeah.
if I'm just bringing 3 chords,
Right, exactly.
you know, I'm like,
Anyone-
hey, and I play bass, you know, so
Right.
for me it's 3 notes. If I'm bringing 3 notes and like a teeny vocal melody,
Yeah.
and then it becomes a song, I'm like, I didn't write the song, you know, like I wrote
Right.
3 notes, and then the guitarist
Exactly.
wrote riffs and
Yeah.
melodies and licks and hooks, and then
Right.
you know the vocals. So yeah, I get it. Like,
Or
they just kind of
JD's
come together.
JD's beat might be the thing that makes the song. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Seriously though.
But for the EP, we had maybe 3 or 4 of the songs like that we had been doing for some time, even
Yep.
before JD was in the band. Some of the songs, like For My Daughter,
And
which I believe
Vimberto,
we're going to be playing later, and Vimberto's really,
which you
really
already
old.
played.
Yeah, exactly.
oh, yeah, on the
So
Weekend
we
Spotlight.
had those, and then the few other ones like Crushing Irony. We did that in like a week. We were like,
Yeah,
it's
that
just-
that one came
that just
together in
came
like
together
a
quick.
single practice. It
Yeah.
was wild. I had most of the lyrics, and I was like, I need something else. And so you have to go to the EP to hear it. But the bridge that like they told me go to college is like, I thought of that in the shower, and I was like, we have to do this. And so-
yeah, and I just. We just set the rest of the music to it. So
Yeah.
Katie sings it, and we just threw the music on. And
So
we were
you
"Oh, that
like
works."
had the even like the inflection and the hook and the melody
yeah.
of the thing, and then you wrote around it.
Well, that's like it's a childhood rhyme that I remember. It's like girls go to college to get more knowledge, and boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider.
It's really
Yeah, it's from
really-
the early '90s.
true.
it's,
you know?
it's kind of interesting to me. So I've never, like, coming out of like the punk and hardcore scene, which is what I'm where my origin is.
Right.
I've never worked with somebody who has such a like tight melody like in her head before coming to like practice with a song. So like I'll hear like every single note. Like you don't, like a hardcore band, like you don't really hear every note. Like it's a layer upon layer of
Right,
notes
right.
that come out of somebody's mouth. But like with Katie, it's easy. I'm like, oh, I know what that is. I know what key that's in. I can play along to it, which is really a weird thing.
They love and hate that because sometimes I make them write songs in major keys instead of minor keys.
Ah.
Yeah, that song that we're gonna play later in this episode is I think the only song I've ever played in a major key.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
And for those that don't know, you know, minors tend to be a little more dour, a little on the sadder side, and the majors a little happier. I didn't even know what keys like. I don't know. I'm like that punk rock that I don't even know. I don't even know
Sometimes there's not a
anything.
key.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm like, what's the fucking key? I don't know. Like,
King of rock.
Right, exactly.
like sometimes they'll say that, you know, like they'll be like, "What key is this?" I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's like you're fucking lucky I tuned today.
fucking nerds. You know?
Exactly.
Well, Kermit would
What am I,
never tell
John
you.
Mayer?
Kermit will never tell you, but he has an extensive orchestration
Yeah, he's
education.
a fucking degree in.
He has a degree in orchestration, so all of our songs have key
So, yeah.
signatures.
Nice. Yeah, that's like I said. I just play what I'm told.
Yeah.
Not what I'm told, but I just lay down the most simple thing to the things that the guitarist put down. You know, like, I'm like, what's the root note?
Yeah.
Cool.
Bong.
Yeah.
Root note.
Yeah.
Not tonic. Root note.
Right. I'm basically 16th notes and root note. That's it. Yeah. So we're at this point. We have the EP, and that came out when? August. And what month are we now? Now we're in the spring. So it's been a minute. It's had some time to marinate,
Yeah.
and you've obviously done a bunch of shows
Well,
in
two.
support of it. Well,
Yeah.
two is a bunch.
Choose a bunch.
Like if you went to go buy bananas and there was one by, you'd be like, "That's a banana," and then if there was two, you'd be like, "There's a
There's a bunch
bunch."
of bananas.
There's a bunch.
Fair enough.
A small bunch. But,
Small bunch.
so.
Dole and a Chiquita.
We're gonna have you play a song later, which I'm excited for because we're in a garage, and there's no better place for a punk rock band than in a garage, and we'll see what we make happen. But we're gonna play something off the EP now, right?
I believe so.
Which
Yes.
one did you want to play?
For my daughter, Adam wrote the lyrics to this song, and I think it's you were thinking of your daughter when you wrote it.
It's kind of like a it's kind of like a anti-love note. I mean, I love my daughter. Luna is like everything, but like it's kind of like a here's this world that we're passing along to you. It's shit. Good luck. You know, it's basically
Best of luck to you.
Yeah, it's Katie describes it as a song about the what do you call it? Existential dread of
existential stress of having a child while the world burns is
Exactly.
really what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's what I say during shows.
Nice. And it's called For My Daughter?
For my daughter. Yeah.
All right, well, let's check out For My Daughter, Anti-Rent Rebellion, and then we'll be right back.
We dug in the skies, set your legs on fire, emptied out the ocean just to satisfy our desires. We were the frogs, boiling alive. Now we pass this poison stew to you, my child. I hope you love your gift. It's one you can't return. Receive this dying world without hope. Plastic waste, poison seas, and smoke. We leave it all to you to fix or burn. We slaughtered the forests and grasslands. Put your future on the path to extinction, sterilized without restriction. But I'm sure you understand. A torch blazed to a match. We waited for the light. When the flame came alive, it was too late to set it right. We raised the white flag. Give up, blame each other as our life support cracks. I hope you love your gift. It's one you can't return. Receive this dying world without hope. Plastic waste, poison seas, and smoke. We leave it all to you to fix or burn.
All right, that was For My Daughter, Anti-Rent Rebellion, and that one is off. It's Fits on a 45.
Fit
is
on
the
a
EP
45.
Fit on a 45. And that is out now, but you're working on maybe a full length. There's rumblings of maybe something there.
Yup.
Yeah, Hermit has a connect for a studio that we can
Just woke up.
spend an extended amount of time in. So we're going to be working on that, and
we have so much material that we are prolific considering we have not been playing that long.
This
So
is
yeah,
true.
we have a lot of material and we're ready to just throw it together. And
because that's all we did in the year that we were rehearsing is we just wrote new songs, and we were just writing and writing and writing and writing. So
Yeah,
we
and I
have
wanna-
a bunch of stuff.
I want to win a fucking Eddie. So it's,
I'm so
yeah.
glad you mentioned
Same.
So yeah, I mean,
Same,
yes,
man.
yes. Holy shit, yes.
Yeah.
You have been nominated. Actually,
I've been
congratulations
been
on your win.
nominated,
By
yeah.
the time this comes out,
Yeah, I mean, I
There's-
doubt
we'll
I'm
know.
gonna win, but like I'm in the unique position, because I'm on the startup team of Metroland. So
Yeah.
like I'm, if Metroland wins, I get to take the podium, and I'm up against them as Unsigned518. So I actually have like a 2. I think it's 6. I think there's 6 in that category.
yes,
but
you've
I have
got
like
a 1/3.
Yeah, I got pretty good options to get up
33%.
there.
Well, you know what? Just in case, just so you could edit it in or whatever later. I cannot believe you got fucking robbed at the Eddie's.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks.
So that's right. You're right. You're
Holy
right. It
shit,
was a
yeah.
robbery. This will probably come out before the Eddies, but
Okay, never mind. Well, that's up to you.
but it's still
Either way.
probably absolutely true.
So
You just jinxed him.
So I just said
Right,
both, so
fucker.
nothing's jinxed. I either jinxed them together or
But
not.
you
good.
know, I'm actually I would rather Metroland win than Unsigned. To be, if I'm being
Right.
honest, like
so you could keep your job.
yeah,
It's ideal.
But
I'm sure you like eating, you know.
yeah, but you know, I think it would be cool. It's cool just to be nominated.
Yes,
because like the
yes.
last couple of years, like you know, just between me, you, and the 4 people that listen, I felt fucking snubbed the last couple of years. I was
exactly.
like, what
Fair.
the hell, man? Like,
Well, for what it's worth, I it has not been on my radar until this year when I saw that you were nominated.
Yeah.
But also there's a punk and hardcore category, and I was like, oh shit, like this is something that like is genuinely, you know, possible.
and I can I can tell you like to get on like their radar, really do what you're doing, putting out releases and putting in the work. That's what gets you.
Right.
The stuff, and that's what you're doing. So you're like, I want to be nominated for an Eddie, but I'm telling you, like, I wouldn't be surprised if next year you are.
All right.
You know?
I mean,
Let's
like
make-
we haven't
let's make a good record.
We haven't put any singles out. Like that's another opportunity.
True.
Like while we're
Right,
dabbling
right.
with a new album.
Well,
we should,
and the thing is too, I guess if you're doing the album and you have a shitload of material,
Yeah.
like take some stuff. If you're in the studio working on shit and you have one that's done, just be like, fuck it, let's package this, put it
Yeah.
out, and then get back to work. You know?
You could record Family Values.
Yeah, it's good. Good.
After,
let's play that later.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
we were thinking about playing
Yeah,
that here,
yeah,
good
so
idea.
be a
I
good
know.
intro for the single, I think.
That would be, yeah. Fuck
Yeah, it's the whole world of like marketing music is so like I think you used the term like dormant like for a long time, like me personally. I think you used the word dormant, right?
Probably.
Dormant.
Sounds like something I would say.
my like music for me, I've been dormant for years. Like I moved to Albany,
Yeah.
I went back to school, like I did a lot
That
of
was
things.
25 years
yeah,
of like really not
exactly.
doing anything.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I did a lot and then stopped doing stuff and then recently came back and I'm like, marketing there was no social media when I mean there was, but it was like MySpace. Like like it's like a whole marketing an album, putting out an album's a whole different thing.
We were just talking
Now.
about doing video on the way up
Yeah,
and
what the
how
fuck, a
like
video?
that's something that's really important to do with your music these days because people like to watch music instead of listen to it. So
right.
Yeah.
It's fun to do. We've done a couple videos right in this room.
Nice.
And like it's pretty fun to do. I'll hook you up with a video guy because like I actually know somebody who's done ours,
Sweet.
and he's really reasonable. Does a really fucking good job, and he's a one-man daydreaming camera. I'll shout him right out. Daydreaming camera.
Thank you.
I'll give you the info. He's done 2 videos for us, and I'll show him. He's like, I mean, fucking like Hollywood quality videos
Nice.
at a Dazzle Den price. But yeah, so working on an album, I think is gotta be exhilarating, I guess, as a band, especially like you said, it had been a really long time. You went dormant for a while. Now you're coming back into like a new thing. But I also think in marketing, because I'm in marketing in my day job, not music at all. But I think having the power to do it yourself is a lot. I mean, it's a lot of work, and a lot of people think that it's like shit and they hate doing it. You hear it all the time. People are like, I hate having to do this.
Right.
But I look at it as a different way, is like, you get to do this. You get to control it. Because I was in corporate radio for 2 decades, and you don't get to control shit about you, yourself, your fucking art, who you are. Some dickhead in a suit is like, no, do it this way. We're doing it like this. And you'll be like, that isn't, and they'll be like, But like, even though it's tedious and it's a lot and social media can be a chore, the narrative is yours, which is a completely unique thing that you can.
That's so
you know,
true.
Yeah, that's a good
So
point.
That is a very good point.
Yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about.
yeah. Sometimes.
And it was a therapy session. I
That's a new way to think about it.
Yeah.
Actually, so
Thanks.
that's something.
Yeah.
The therapy session. I feel so lucky to be a part of the band, and I get such a rush out of even just rehearsals. My partner, every time I call her and I'm like, I'm coming home from band practice. She's like, yes, I know. You call me every time, and your energy is so high, and I'm like, because it's awesome.
Yeah, and you're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
You're doing it for, and like I always say, selfish reasons. Like
Yes.
people always say selfish, like it's a fucking bad thing. Like you have to give and give and give. Like this, like being in a band is selfish, and that's why I love it because I get satisfaction. Like practice, like you said, like rehearsal is my favorite night of the week, and like I get such a
Same.
fucking endorphin rush off it. With nobody hearing, like we didn't even record our practice, or you know, it's just like music into the air, and that's amazing.
And what I would want to add is that what I so much appreciate is that after we rehearse, nobody leaves until we pick the next date and time for the next rehearsal. And like I think that's where like some bands probably like fail. It's like, all right, well, and then they're texting the next week and might miss a week. So I think that's kind of kept the momentum going.
Yeah,
we
we
basically
don't
have a
really
standing
miss-
day.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
that's
have
nice.
Mondays unless.
Yeah.
Like sometimes someone might be like, "Hey, can we do a Wednesday this week?"
Right.
Sure, but other than that, like it's an unspoken, Monday at 6, we're
It's
here.
good policy too.
Yeah, our lives are too chaotic
They
for.
really are.
but
Right.
we find a night every week. Every week, pretty
Yeah, it's
much.
nice for me
Yeah.
because everybody just comes to me.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I don't have
Yeah,
to. I don't have to go anywhere. I'm like, they'll be like, "How about this night?" I don't fucking care. Like,
You can't hear it, but Hermit
Right,
is
exactly.
nodding because he
Yeah.
agrees.
Yeah. He didn't even want a
say something
microphone.
Exactly. All right. We got up to talk.
He
We
had
got
to
the
work.
one word. That's good.
He gets
got
the
a
wood
word.
stove going for literally the wood stove going for us in our practice space there,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's cozy and
Love it.
homey and
Yeah, like like the Dazzle Den.
Like the death. Exactly.
All right, so we've kind of been building up to. We're gonna have you do a song here live, and I am gonna video it, and we'll probably put it out on the dreaded social medias and give you evil content to chop up and use. Gross. But what song were you gonna do?
So we're gonna do a song called "Family Values." I wrote the lyrics about a time in my life that was kind of difficult. Like my life blew up when I was 18, and I just kind of had to figure out how to adult and also take care of my family like at the same time. And yeah, I like just kind of got in that headspace, and I wrote the lyrics, and it's a really cool song.
This is another song that Katie came with the melody, and we kind of built
Nice.
around the melody that had already existed.
Yeah.
That's why it's a major.
Exactly, it's
The one
a
in
major.
major.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's check out Family Values, Anti-Rent Rebellion live here in the Dazzle Den. And then we'll be right back to wrap it up.
I've been
All right, that was Family Values, Anti-Rent Rebellion live here in the Dazzle Den. And I want to thank you so much for taking your time out of your day, coming up and doing this, rolling with the punches, with the technical difficulties, and even making a run to Stewart's for AA batteries that came in and saved it. And that's, this is a fucking Eddie's nominated program.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that.
Right.
But before we go, I just want to give you a chance to say what I refer to as your gratitude. So, Katie, we'll start with you.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to Adam because he really, I don't know, I feel like he took a chance on just a choir singer, and really kind of helped me find a new musical outlet that is just unique and wonderful, and I really love it, so thank you. I want to thank my partner for being supportive of me disappearing for hours and hours at a time every week, and I want to say thank you to the promoters who've been booking us. We got Doors at 7 and Birdhouse Records.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So they've been really, really supportive, and thank you to you also for just the wonderful feedback and advertising you're doing for us. We really appreciate that too.
You're welcome.
I want to thank you for liking our record. We heard the podcast. And I'll be the one that thanks Josh Herzog for he recorded, mixed, and mastered the EP, and he doesn't get the credit. We haven't given him much credit, so he's got a nice studio in New Scotland. So
Thanks. I want to thank all of you, Hermit and Katie and JD for just bringing life to this band and the world, and my wife for being supportive, Laura, who's really supportive. Like, she doesn't even like what I'm doing. And she's like, yeah, go ahead and do your. she really hates it, but she's so supportive.
Mine
and,
too.
But my daughter Luna, who really likes what I'm doing, and she's a fucking 5-year-old punk rocker who's like, when I'm like, what do you want to listen to? She says, Google Ramones. I'm like, all right. I like that. And, and all you, of course, Andy Scullin and whoever the fuck does the Eddies and people that book bands and people that
Shameless
fucking go
plug.
to shows. And yeah, exactly. Especially the Eddies that I mentioned. Yeah, no. Everybody that supports local music and, book shows and goes to shows and plays shows. I think I just said that, and just does whatever it takes to promote like the whole community that supports itself. I just want to thank the community and the Eddies especially.
Well, I really, looking at the three of you, appreciate the living hell out of the three of you. First, for giving me the opportunity. When Adam first sent me some recordings with their other drummer, I listened to that and I was just, he pounded the hell out of drum fills, and I can't do that. And that's why the first going to the end, they gave me a chance, and they're like, "Oh, JD, you're a good drummer." I was like, "Really?" And their encouragement and everything, really. So I really appreciate all of you, and then also to with significant others, I appreciate my now she's was girlfriend, now officially fiance. Just
Nice.
last week she proposed to me in Costa
Nice.
Rica.
There you go.
And tradition from her mother proposing there. So
fuck those gender norms anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So Audrey, she's such a fan of us too, and she'll be taking many photos and videos of us as we're playing live coming up. So send that shout out to her as well.
All right.
Yeah, I just want to hug you all. You're the best. You're the best. Thank you. Yeah, the fucking unicorn. And your drums, we forgot.
We have a practice unicorn. He sits on the drums.
Nice. That's amazing. All right. So they are Anti-Rent Rebellion. I am Andy Scullin. This is Unsigned 518. And I'll see you on the road. Unsigned518 is produced and hosted by me, Andy Scullin. New episodes are available every week wherever you stream podcasts. If you would like to help support the show, please like and subscribe wherever you are listening, or you could buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/unsigned518. If you would like to advertise on the show, send me an email at unsigned518@gmail.com. And to be a guest on the show, reach out to me through Instagram at unsigned518. Take care of one another, and I'll see you next week.